Thank you for joining us on Breakfast Central. If you're just tuned in, you've missed a number of important conversations, but not to worry. We hope that the papers and their front pages can reflect some of these stories. We begin this morning with the Punch newspaper, and let's share with you what the front page of the Punch newspaper is saying, or let's punch you with the punch. Presidential poll. Heavy security as Tribunal decides Atiku Obi's petitions against Tinubu. If you look online, you will see the clips of the heavy security in Abuja. Police block entrance to Court of Appeal, warn politicians against violence. If you recall, they warned the number of people that will be given access to the courtroom is not like during the trial itself, during the proceedings itself. They're limiting the number of people that will be given access to the courtroom. 5 justices decide Atiku and Obi's petitions today. Security agents patrol Abuja. Dollar debts. CBN repays banks next week. Naira may rebound. That's looking like some good news there. Fund regional rail projects. Federal government tells governors. On page 17, World Bank delays $8.6 billion loan to Nigeria, according to report. Why are they delaying this loan is an important conversation to have. I don't know. I mean, if I were to speculate, I would say due to the fact that it seems that right now there are a lot of things that are undecided. We're not certain about who our actual president is going to be until the result is announced. We're not certain about the cost of running businesses, of the cost of living due to a number of the policies that have been made. So when there's no form of stability, I would imagine that that's probably why.
You would imagine, because you would imagine that the World Bank cares about those aspects. But I think it might be better to read the report and just figure out what exactly may have caused the delay. I'm not excited about taking more loans, to be honest. I feel like we need to understand what our financial situation is as a country. We need to block leakages. We need to know, what our earnings are at this point. If we claim to have truly removed subsidy, those questions need to be, truly answered. So we'll know exactly if we still need to continue to take loans, or we can, in the next, 1 or 2 years, fund ourselves. What new investments do we need? If we're taking loans, what are we taking the loans for? Are they going to be put into agricultural investment, infrastructure, fixing our refineries? Many, a couple of all these things, that we need to ask. The loans that were taken by the previous administration, and of course we're paying back now. What did Nigeria achieve with those loans? Aside the Abuja-Kaduna train and, a couple of roads here and there, what did we really achieve by putting ourselves in the current debt that we are as a nation?
These are very, very valid questions to ask, and unfortunately, we don't have the answers for those. We're hoping that maybe in the nearest future, they would come out clean and answer a number of the questions for us. NNPC rejects Kwankwaso's expulsion, heads to court. Oshodi bus terminal decaying, motorists lament. Violence rocks Lagos community as task force officials kill driver. There's also a big congratulatory post for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's 100 days in office, and this is by the Honorable Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo. At the top of the paper, we have Lagos, Katsina, Sokoto workers shun NLC strike. Shun NLC strike grounds Abuja states. I'm not quite sure. This headline is looking a little confusing. Lagos, Katsina, Sokoto workers shun NLC. Strike grounds Abuja states. Airport, bank workers ignore strike. Maritime unions block worry Lagos ports. This is what we're talking about yesterday, Osage. They shunned NLC. I mean, you asked the guest yesterday, do you believe that Nigerians are interested in what the NLC has to offer? Do you believe that Nigerians believe that the NLC has their interest at heart? And I did ask that, do you genuinely believe that NLC has the ability to influence governmental policies, or it's just loud noise that they're making? I mean, these are the results. When you put it to him that a number of these organizations had shunned the NLC, he vehemently denied it. But there we have it. Contractors protest as federal government dumps asphalt for concrete roads. This is all we can take on The Punch. Let's head over to The Guardian.
All right, moving on to The Guardian newspapers this morning, says there, interesting headline there, subsidy returns as federal government leverages NNPC to manage market stocks. This, I believe, was one of the fears that people had with the whole removal of subsidy narrative. If Nigeria was ready, if there are certain steps that could have been taken first before removal of subsidy. If we truly have removed subsidy, or we have just, you are currently just working with an increment in price by the NNPC, has the sector been truly deregulated? Do we have independent marketers now having access to Forex to be able to buy petrol, or at least be able to buy petrol by themselves? These are the questions that we're asking. When are we going to have, a price fluctuation? The price reducing due to market forces, really? Because what we're currently seeing is really just, and I'm talking about market forces based on demand and supply, and based on, of course, people wanting to, make the most money. When are we going to have those things, play out? When are we going to have a cleanup of the NNPC and cleanup of Nigeria's oil producing, production sector generally? But hey, we'll see. Police on red alert as Nigerians await tribunals' rulings on presidential elections. Oyo Assembly approves Makinde's request to assess 50 billion naira loan facility. Campaigners call for tax on wealthy as Nigeria attends G20 meeting, and also EFCC's anti-graft war when Hunter becomes the game. Final story this morning. After 17 billion, Bauchi governor scores state low on education, and he blames civil servants. These, of course, are the stories that we can find this morning on the Guardian newspapers, and of course, the only stories that we have for you at this time. Let's get into, of course, more on the Breakfast Central this morning. It's